from waiting more than 2 weeks to our next Addicts stream to less than 2 days deadline stream fashion for the Gameweek 31 edition of the FPL Addicts podcast. And there is a certain theme running across our panel members. But which one of us are on a cheeky wildcard? We'll find it. Ladies, gentlemen, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Whether you're sipping on your coffees, your tequilas, or all the single ladies, you know the tune I'm talking about. We're gathered here today for Game Week 31. Still a single game week until the thunderstruck double game week season really arrives. But without further ado, we've got a double game week incoming, but also we've got a special guest, someone making a first time appearance, last minute call up, as well as someone who's a kit man and a shit man. I'm not going to tell you which two are, but first of all, I'd like to introduce to the beloved Marcello, and then there is Reidy. Marcello, good morning to you.
Hello, how you doing, lads? Let's go with this game week.
Welcome to the Addicts podcast. How are you?
Really good. Excited to be here. Look at this repping in our kits here, and nice like scarf.
You got the best team on Merseyside, and you've got the best team in London, in Palace. So what more can you have? You know what I mean? Like that's exactly what we're here for, isn't it? And just on the wind up already. Just to check on what Chaza said at the beginning of the stream there. Is it Marcello or is it Marcello?
It is Marcello. Say it as Italian as you can. Marcello.
Marcello. There we go. Double L maybe was the giveaway because, and I don't know where this has come from, but Marcello, who played left back for Real Madrid, only had 1 L.
It's true,
I'm going off that. It's a rubbish excuse, to be honest, Marcello. So
a lot of people do go Marcello, especially as I used to play left back as well. So it'll just default to that.
There we go. All you're missing is that curly frizzy hair that he had.
Yeah.
You're set. But yeah, let's crack on. I guess we've got a deadline to think about. We've got maybe some moves that people want to make. Obviously, we've got a few things to discuss. Go on, Chaza.
Right, let's go. All right, I'll ask a brief question to Marcello. What has been your take, very briefly? I like to ask this to every guest because there's differing opinions. The 5 transfers and the new chips in the game.
Yeah, no, 5 transfers, that's been quite good. I think I like to be quite patient and just plan ahead multiple weeks. So I've managed to build up to, I don't think I've hit 5 yet, but definitely at least 4. Might have done 5. But yeah, for a patient manager, I think it's quite good. And you've got to just not really attack the games as they come in each game week and be aggressive. For example, last week I could have brought in Marmouche, but I decided not to and just be patient and play the long game. And I brought in the 2 Newcastle players instead. So that really helps. And assistant manager, I think that's just such a powerful chip. Like I think I saw on a post online that the value of your manager for how much you spend on that manager for 3 weeks, you get so many points in return, better than any player. So definitely should be prioritizing getting your AM chip out there as good as possible, I think. So I've quite enjoyed them, actually.
Yeah, first, no, sound, love it. And as always, to people that join in, thank you so much. Good morning to you, Miriam, as well, a regular supporter for the channel. And Cole, welcome back. We missed you. And Reidy, you might as well want to answer this. Have you been demoted to the toilet?
Oh, listen, Colm, he's trying to. I mean, we love a wind up, obviously, but listen, Colm, we play you boys this weekend, so maybe you can give me a bit more sticker after that result, or maybe not. We'll see. But interestingly, I wonder if Colm's going with Mo Salah captain against his own team this weekend, or is he going to flirt with danger and go for Isak, who may or may not be fully fit? We shall see. But yeah, love Colm. Thanks for coming on, mate, and giving me a bit of banter. It's always appreciated.
Gameweek 30, may as well go for a brief recap on it all. We'll start off with you. Let's start off better as we go. Reidy, let's just start with our own league, all right? Because one season is in the toilet and the other is just actually going half decent. I'm not going to tell you who's who because the scores in our mini league will say it all. I've got to present my own team. For goodness sake, another week of this bollocks.
Oh, come on, Chaza. I mean, this is the exciting part of the season, like Marcello was saying there, with the chips and play the long. I mean, I guess play the long game. There's only 8 game weeks to go, so I guess it's now or never, really, in a way. For some managers, at least. Go on, Chaza. Talk us through your Gameweek 30.
I will. 44. So we've just got the average. I think a big highlight from this one was certainly the City assets. Vardy old clean sheet at home to Leicester was pretty much written in the stars. And Marmoush, fantastic inclusion on wildcard. Murphy with an assist on the bench. It was a bit of a hard one to know who to take out because you had Bowen away at Wolves. Palmer got an assist. The Palace assets were quite disappointing away at Southampton. Yeah, Marcello, what was your take on the match? Because it seemed that Glasner's side just really lacked cohesion as they were going forward.
Yeah, I mean, you don't expect it, especially against Southampton. And gosh, we were lucky to get the last-minute equaliser in the end. But really, looking at Munoz, Mateta hit the crossbar in the first minute. You were really hoping for more, weren't you? I've got both of them as well.
Yeah, one of the big reasons, obviously, people wildcarded early is not only the Haaland situation in being out and stuff. And I think people saw those fixtures with Palace and with... Who else had a good fixture last week? Remind me. There was someone else, and there was City. Well, City, of course, had Leicester, was it? Yeah. So people went, do you know what? Might as well wildcard this week. And it just so happens that, the Palace guys, unfortunately, didn't show up. And they got the job done, actually, pretty well. They didn't have to go to extra time against Fulham. You beat them comfortably, you would say.
Yeah.
So you'd be thinking that there'd be a bit of fire in the belly, but they just... I guess that's what it is. Sometimes when you've got other things on your mind and whatnot, and you're coming in, it's quite quick turnaround we've had, isn't it? Because we had the international break, but then we had FA Cup, so it was a bit strange in a way. But yeah, obviously underwhelming from a wildcard perspective with people who went Triple Palace. And then you as a fan, obviously, you're thinking that's 3 points easy, surely, Marcello.
Yeah. I guess like the players, I'm just thinking about Wembley now. That's all we want from our season.
There we go. On to bigger and better things. But yeah, speaking of that, whose team's this, Chaza?
Could well be yours, Reidy. A very decent week, to be honest. 57 points. I wouldn't say returns everywhere, but more often than the previous side.
Yeah, I mean, it was a game week for me where I brought in Mateta actually for Chris Wood, who we know's been injured or out for a little bit. And that was the move I always kind of planned. There wasn't any other move, really. I had that on my mind. I just thought, great fixture. Obviously, we got the Kluivert injury news. So I ended up with Dango. I think I started Kluivert and Dango just come in with the 2 points. For me, disappointed, more so for the Palace double clean that I could have got, because obviously people went Eze and Sarr, didn't get a return. And if I'd got that clean, it just would have been wonderful. But it wasn't to be. And I was probably most impressed by, I would say, probably Timber again. Timber and Mbeumo. A few people have sold Mbeumo, especially wildcarders and stuff. I think he's still capable, obviously, getting points this season. And Brentford are just a decent team. And yeah, Timber getting me the clean sheet and the bonus. So, I mean, Isak, I don't really need to discuss. Everyone's got him. He got a goal and whatnot, some bonus. But yeah, Timber and Mbeumo for me, I was happy with that. 57. Sneaked the green with 6 points over the safety.
Yeah, that Timber 7 point is very cheeky and nice, isn't it? Because Arsenal didn't even keep the clean. Most had Raya, who didn't keep it clean, or Gabriel, who's gone off injured and needs to be subbed off. And here you are with a nice clean sheet for Timber.
Just
okay for this week, right?
Just a bit of luck, and then I think sometimes that's what you need. And I think also that's him getting 7 points this week, and last week he got me 9 points. So I mean, 16 points in 2 weeks, you can't sniff at that. I mean, the best defense arguably in the league, so you're thinking they should be keeping cleans. But like you say, the circumstance in which sometimes these things happen, a defender might go off before 60, they don't get the clean. In this scenario, he goes off, and as you say, there are people who own double Arsenal. Well, one mainly Gabriel, who went off injured early. If you went the other way and went Saliba and Raya, you're like, oh, double clean lost, because of the late winner. Late goal from Fulham. So yeah. Who's next? I think it should be you.
Up next is Marcello. While he sorts his screen out, we've got a couple of other attendees who are just dropping by. Reidy, quick fire question for you. Just want a one-word answer. Would you start Rodgers or Savinho? Savinho, cool.
I have to check the fixtures, sorry.
Yellow Army, Roberto Hollis, one of our favourites from the FPL Mates events. He's come along as well. So good morning to you. Thank you for tuning in. And I hope this is better viewing than watching Watford every week. Let's face it. Colin also says less than 30 minutes left on the clock. So we're going to be pretty get going on this one counter-attack style. All right,
Marcello. It is.
Yes. Here's my team last week. Shout out Roberto and Colm in the chat as well, Miriam as well, and Jack. So, I had a shocker last week. I've got the double Bournemouth defence, and to have them concede and lose to Ipswich, that wasn't on my radar. Gabriel going off injured, shocker, and Munoz, like we discussed, like that defence should be getting way more points for me there. But I took a hit as well, so this was actually 34 in the end. But my two transfers were Murphy and Isaacin, who delivered. And Palmer, I guess, got his assist, so he could be turning into some good form. He looked a bit sharper. I decided to keep. I had to sell Bruno for either. I had to get in Murphy. I had to sell Bruno or Mbumo, and I decided to keep Bruno. So that was a bad choice as well. I should have kept the Brentford talisman. Captain Salah over Isak was a mistake as well. But Wissa did get an assist for that Bumo penalty. And Mateta, just looked, he looked okay. He could have scored 2 in that first half. But Cliver I knew to bench. Robinson obviously was on my bench as well. And then Aina getting injured as well meant that I had to deal with that. And unfortunately, it forced me into a wild card. I was hoping to carry my wild card over a bit later, but I have decided to wild card this week. So this is what we're looking at here. It's fairly template.
It is template. I mean, I think you've been a bit unlucky though on your score from last week. I mean, considering you're at a great rank and stuff, you were talking about early on about being a patient manager and not going for Marmouche and things like that. Are you just thinking in your head, well, that's one game week. I've had a bad game week, but you always think, well, we've got another one coming up, quick turnaround. Do you regret
bringing in Murphy and Isak as well? And like you said, playing it long. I've always been saying, I've committed to playing long. I'm not going to wildcard, but in the end, I had a lot of thinking about it this week, and I'm like, the best thing to do is wildcard, even though I've already put 1 foot in to not wildcard in, and just hope that I've got the stronger squad now for the last few game weeks.
Yeah, and one other thing I was just going to say, Marcello, is, did you have Fernandes just for 29, or did you have him?
Yes, I brought him in for 29 captain, so that was great. So I'll forgive him.
Yeah, exactly, I suppose. But how many chips left for the season?
I've got all of them, I think, apart from assistant manager. So the plan is wildcard now. I'm probably going to bench boost in 32 next week, as opposed to 33. And I just like the fixtures more. So I think that's the plan now.
Okay.
And then 33, I might have to triple captain Saka, I'm hoping, if he's back. You could leave a triple captain for 36, where there's a potential Wood or Marmouche double, but it's going to be so close to the FA Cup final that I just see players getting rested if they get into the final, and then if they're not in the final, they won't double. So,
okay, fair. Sorry, Chaz, I know you want to chime in a little bit. I was just going to say one last thing was the Konate pick. Maybe not someone who everyone would be going for, especially that Liverpool don't double and things like that. And we've got a few tough games also. What's the reasoning for that one?
Yeah, I just want this player in my team like quite long term, and I just see a few clean sheets now. Even against Fulham, they've been so bad. I was at the Palace Fulham game, and they just look so toothless in attack. And like even against Arsenal, they got a last minute goal. Then the fixtures: Liverpool, West Ham, Leicester, even like Tottenham.
Yeah.
Arsenal, Chelsea, that might be more of a problem, but we'll come to that a bit later. But over the next few games, even though they're not doubling, I don't like the Newcastle defence too much apart from Leicester this week. Arsenal, I've got doubled, so I back them for defensive clean sheets. Palace, I've got a much harder run in, even though they're doubling. I don't see us keeping that many clean sheets. Villa have not been good at keeping clean sheets this season. And Man City, can you really back the Man City defense? They've got easier games, I guess. So I do have Guardiola in there to cover that, but I'm not going to double up on them. So it had to be a single game week player for me. And I was gone for Liverpool, the best team of the year, surely, right?
Yeah, fair play. Chaza, I mean, it's a great wild card, by the way. Just it's a fantastic wild card. I mean, you can't do too much wrong. But what's your thoughts, Chaza?
Well, I'm very curious because Marcello's got a 50k overall rank, which is exceptional considering how many players do play and consume content on a week-to-week basis. What have you taken as your top priority heading into this season, which has worked for you really well?
Yeah, well, actually, I'm a bit of a mathematician, and I know that the analytics people don't get a lot of praise in the FPL community, but I think you've got to look at the numbers just to give yourself a good chance. Like, if a player's getting so many good returns so frequently, then you've got to look at the numbers. But I do watch all the games, and you've got to like have a bit of a vibe check as well. Like, what is the player thinking? Are they playing against their old team and want to show a good performance? Have they got like no motivation to play? Like, you've got to look at fixtures, you've got to look at form, you've got to look at everything really. So what I've actually done at the start of this season, because I've got quite a big mini league at my work with quite a few good like winnings. So I've actually made this huge FPL spreadsheet, just my project for the whole year, and all of this is interchangeable. You can see like predicted points based on this year and last year's points, and you can really just play around and see who is going to give you like a good fixture to get the most points. And so many different tabs. This is one that I choose to make my wildcard team, so I can like say, I'm going to wildcard here, triple captain Isaac, do a bench boost here, and then plan my transfers. And it's just really like proper planning for this season. Another one here is like for each game week, who's going to be the best player to help me with captain's choices. And this one I really like is the next 5 games. So this is like for each position, I've got the best predicted players for each 5 games and then for the next 5 games. And these are the top 5 players. And you can change this budget. So if Gabriel's out, you can change this to like his price point. Is he 6.5 or 6.1? And then it will automatically filter all the players that have that price point, and it will basically show you. I think it's a bit slow to update now. Yeah, but this has really helped me like with my choices, with transfers and who to pick.
That's so impressive. I mean, Chaza.
This it doesn't take into account. Yeah.
Well, sorry, take into account what? Go on.
Yeah, you just have to take into account like injuries and minutes risk, which you have to do your own research for. I haven't worked out how to add that in here yet, but yeah, it's taken a lot of time and energy, but I've loved it, and I probably wouldn't love it as much if I started without Haaland and then moved to him when he started blanking. So things have fallen my way as well with a bit of luck, which you kind of need in FPL. And you know, like you see last week, I was quite unlucky, but I'm not too sad about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Ben Crellin will be impressed. You give him a run for his money, like, but that's great. I'm sure, like as you say, I mean, this helps you in decision making. I mean, are you would you say you're with this spreadsheet? Are you a formula guy? Are you like a whiz on
I'm
the
definitely a
spreadsheet?
formula guy. I've got all my V lookups here. I actually do it for work, so I've used some of my work formulas in the building of this, and it's helped. Nice. So yeah.
Chaza, any thoughts?
I think
a bit of ChatGPT as well helps to create this.
It's a fantastic point of difference for managers. So 2 things. I'm looking forward to Marcello's interview when he either gets manager of the week or he somehow wins FPL in whatever season's time. Does an interview for Sky Sports and he just talks about how he uses spreadsheets. That's going to be...
It could be this. You never. I mean, he's gone... I know you were obviously before last week's score, I would imagine higher rank wise, but 50k still. So we've seen in the past where people have come from a highish rank. Oh, sorry. Well, I say highish rank. What you would class as not possible to win FPL, and they've gone and won it. You know, we've got 8 game weeks when there's chips in play. Everything's still possible. So don't count him out for this season yet, Chaza. You never know. You just never know.
This season, especially with this wild card, I'm playing it a bit safe here, to try and secure my work mini league and get that £100 prize. That's kind of what I want. I said at the start of the season I wanted 100k finish overall. It'll be my best that I've ever done. So I'm trying to not take too many risks, but maybe if I was like next year or the year after, this wildcard might have looked a bit more riskier. Maybe I'd triple captain Murphy today for his hat trick against Leicester, and it would be a bit risky, but no, I'm playing it safe. So 100k is still the goal, even though I'm 50k at the minute, and let's just try and deal with all the assistant managers and everyone else who's got their chips as well now. So yeah.
Excellent stuff, Marcello. Reidy, I've got a big question for you to ask, but before that, I've got a question from Colin, which is back to, I think Marcello will be the best person to answer this. It's on Face Mask, Jean-Philippe Mateta. What's your opinion on him playing both games in the double-doubles?
Yeah, it's risky, isn't it? He came off quite early last week, and we do want him banging in for the cup semi-finals. So it does put a little doubt over your head, doesn't it? And then it kind of tempts you going towards Eze and Sarr, but I think I've got to stick by Mateta just on his quality, on his passion. Like, I don't know if you see like on the Instagrams, the way he's screaming into the camera and always shouting and like slapping Nketiah when he scores. There was one video where Nketiah got his first goal, and I think Mateta comes behind and slaps his ass to celebrate his first goal. So I think Mateta's just such a good energy, and like as long as he's like not too nervous about his ear, he should be banging them in, and I think he can do something against Brighton today, and definitely in those harder fixtures that are coming up as well. He will be looking to go, but yeah, one eye on the semi-final at Wembley.
Yeah, that's correct. Right, we have got 15 minutes. Reidy, I'm going to leave this choice to you. Should we really zoom past transfers and fixtures, or just straight to both of our sides?
I think transfers we leave, because I think at this stage, we're looking at most transfers in and out. It's not irrelevant, but we don't need to go there, right? There's more important things like a deadline to focus on. I've got something that I'm doing this week, which I want to briefly touch upon. and maybe get some of your advice, both of your advice on. So yeah, we can skip it. I mean, if you want to briefly touch on fixtures, we can do that quick. Pick one fixture each.
Pick one fixture each. I think we should do that. No, that's a good
one. We've got time probably to do that one.
Yeah. No, sorry. I'm just trying to get the fixture stream up. I've got it on the shared screen. It's just the computer's about as slow as who's the slowest player in the league? Per Mertesacker in his prime. But here we go. I've just got to try and remove Marcello screen, which is a bit of a pigsty at the moment. Got it. Here we go. Hang on, did I remove Reidy as well? Oh my days, what is happening here? All right, cool, we got it, but we've chucked Reidy out too. Oh, this is hilarious, isn't it? All right, we got him back, just smacking down a sandwich behind closed doors.
Well, what I'm saying, Chaza, is this isn't your first rodeo. Are you okay? Do you have a couple of drinks last night or something? Are you all right? Go on. Right, no, let's talk in more doing. Right, so these are the fixtures. Marcello, do you want to do the honours, mate, and go for your, whether it be Premier League, football wise or FPL wise, your favourite fixture?
Well, Newcastle v Leicester. I've got the triple up there. I'm just hoping they win 6-7-0, hopefully.
Oh, we'd love
Leicester already down yet? They've surely got nothing to play for. Newcastle, recent champions of their cup. Congrats to them. Let's just hope Isaac Murphy on the score sheet and no surprise goal for Leicester.
Yeah, and of course, Newcastle going for Champions League at the minute and stuff like that. So, yeah, great. Love that. FPL-wise, I think we all need Newcastle, a big Newcastle result. Chaza?
I'm going to go Crystal Palace versus Brighton. I think it's a huge game for Palace assets. This would be a certain game for the attackers where I believe they'll thrive in, especially with Brighton having conceded 3 goals midweek at home to Aston Villa. Reidy, over to you.
I am going to say I love, from a football perspective, Villa Forest. I just think, Forest, we know how good of a season they're having. They're in Champions League places. Villa in the Champions League still, right up there also. So that's a massive, massive fixture. Yeah, just generally, I'm loving the look of that one. 5:30 kickoff today, so it should be juicy.
Yeah, that's correct. All right, one question, and then we're going straight to your dilemma, Reidy, and what you need help with. Abdul's got a question. Start Vardy, Sarr, or Savinho? One.
Oh, Vardy, Sarr, Savinho. What's the name, Marcello?
Sarr.
I think I would go Sarr as well. I see Manu scoring. I see Brighton's defence is very bad, and Savinho, you might not even start.
Why is it a choice of those three, though? Like, why does Guardiola come into, who are you picking ahead of Guardiola? I don't know. I'm going to say I'd pick Savinho in that one, personally.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
I go that. That'll be my pick, but yeah.
All right, Reidy.
Okay.
Or me?
Mate, I'll go because I can get this out of the way ASAP. I don't think you're going to be able to help me anyway much because I think I've made my decision, right? But
yeah,
let's have a look.
I'm also crap this season, so why do you need my assistance?
Speaking of assistants, I've activated the AM chip this week, or better known as the slang term "ass man." So that's what I'm going with now. Who I've gone with? Any guesses?
Could be Howe or Glasner, surely.
No, Reidy. I got your side on the screen.
Oh, is it not coming up? My bad. I'm sure I've pretty much got it there. Whether you've added it, Chaza, with your dodgy shenanigans today.
Oh, it's been shocking.
But it should come up in a sec. Let me know. But yeah, Marcello did get it right first time out. It is Eddie Howe. And I just don't know if the table bonus and using a transfer next week is enough for me to kind of go, you know what, I'm gonna take the risk and go for the table bonus. If I was, it would actually be Dave Moyes. I feel like Arsenal have got other things to concentrate on, Champions League, They've got injuries, obviously. Saka's just come back. Everton, before they got beat by ourselves on Wednesday, hadn't lost in 9. So defensively, Moyes has got them much better, more compact. So I think Everton will want to get a result here, and I think Arsenal may have one eye on the Champions League. So I would go Moyes if I wasn't going Howe, but I think, as you say, Marcello, hopefully that's an absolute drumming, and Newcastle go and beat them, and I'll take like the 8-10 points or whatever. Howe has the double next week, of course, so I'm going to keep him there, and I'm probably going to go looking like Arteta in 33 because they do have a good fixture, albeit against yourselves, Marcello. So,
I think that's a great plan.
Yeah, and it'd be Ipswich, obviously, is the standout fixture. So that's the plan for AM.
You get 5 fixtures in your AM there. Leicester, Ipswich, Palace, Man U, Palace as well for Newcastle. I'd be happy with that. Good going.
Yeah, there's no table bonus, which I feel like maybe managers would have went there a bit more if Villa hadn't beat Brighton. If that had been a draw in the table, people maybe went Emery or people.
You don't get any table bonus if you lose, though. I think it's just so risky. How do you feel about this time round, Glasner? Because they're the toughest fixtures that he's going to get. Obviously, managers went there and got the big bonus against Fulham. You're backing in for 6 games. I think they're all in April. It's going to be tough. Our squad isn't Villa's squad where they've got depth or Arsenal. I think we are going to struggle in the Prem actually. And I went from wanting a whole team of Palace players last week to not even really wanting Munoz and Mateta this week. So I'm a bit worried, but no, you've got to have them there for the double. But I think your AM there is spot on. Take the wins, take the goals. I went for just slot for my AM, and I was happy enough to get the additional the games, and even if they were draws, I was happy just for any additional points. And
fair play. Yeah. Captain Isak, as I said at the beginning, possibly a risk. I mean, he does play Monday, so we have got a bit more time on that one. Eddie being a little bit coy as usual, stuff like that. I mean, people who are looking for Gordon, either bringing him in or got him on wildcard, we don't know there either. But I am going to go Isak still. I think he's the best captain this week. And Mo Vice, Mo's, not that he's looked poor recently, but he's just not quite been on it, and defenders have sussed him out in terms of keeping tight to him. So I'm going with that. And I'm conscious we've not got much time left for a deadline. So listen, boys, on to you guys and your team.
Well, Marcello's done his.
Yeah.
Well, is it 100% done? Is it locked, the wild card?
I think I'm good now. I'm done.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Oof. Go on, Chaza. Show us what.
It made me nervous for my double Arsenal defence, so Everton could do them, can't they?
No, I mean, you might be all right with it. I mean, they're the best defence, and obviously you've got the double coming up in 33, so you're kind of thinking ahead, planning ahead. So I think it should be okay, but I just think this week it's always going to be a risk before Real Madrid, and we know that, right? But hopefully you sneak something with that and get a 1-0 win or even a 0-0, right? You'd still get clean sheets. Yeah. Go on, Chaza.
Okay. There was a question from Billy, actually, about captaining Saka this week. I think it's always tough going to Goodison Park. He's probably not the best captaincy candidate, but if you want to go proper Maverick, it's probably not a bad shout. Thank you, Billy, for tuning in and contributing with your question. Okay.
Yes, Billy.
3 transfers, 1.1 in the bank. I don't see it being viable getting rid of a Newcastle or Palace asset to activate a assistant manager chip. I think Glasner was be more tempting, but can't get table bonus because Brighton lost. So I think we're just going to roll for what we got. I think the plan is it's either bench boost next week or the week after. Probably just try and get as many doublers as possible because we've got double Gameweek 33. It hasn't even been mentioned today. City, Aston Villa, Crystal Palace, Arsenal.
Yeah.
And okay, 2 things. I don't know who Murphy's going to replace out of the attacking 7. I really want him on field, but can't seem to be the case. Secondly, the Aina injury. This is what really annoys me about double gaming players. How they get injured, you bring them in, they get injured, and then by the time the double comes around, they're not available. So I just think it's probably just worth rolling the transfer anyways this week. What's your take, Reidy? What's your take, Marcello? I should probably
Bench and Murphy. Oh, you got 4 minutes.
What's our take? I mean, Captain Salah, you go with that one. You've got Murphy on the bench and headache before deadline. Oh my god. Bournemouth looking a little bit poor, so could West. I think the record for that as well is really good for West Ham against Bournemouth, but I really don't know who to suggest. Marcello.
Even Murphy over Eze or Bowen.
It's one of them. It feels like it's one of them two, isn't it? Because you're not going to bench Salah or Palmer, and then the front three speak for themselves, I guess. Oh,
well, you won't know till Monday, so you won't have to have a whole weekend of pain if Murphy does pull. So,
well, actually, that's true. Bournemouth haven't won since Gameweek 25.
Oh, they have been poor.
It's
I'm
nice
hard-hearted because I don't trust Bournemouth.
Yeah,
so you might be right.
Have you made the 3 transfers? Did you say you've made? How many have you made? Chaza?
No, I've got 3 banked.
You're 3 banked?
Yeah.
And when did you get Murphy?
On wildcard last game week.
Oh, on the wildcard, okay. So you got 3 banked as well. So you'll have 4 free transfers next week?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Oh, God. Oh, flip a coin, mate, at this stage. I really don't know. Flip a coin, but you've got 3 minutes to go. You have to make your decision.
I'm just going to leave it, to be honest.
Brighton have been a bit poor as well, so you could see Eze maybe doing something.
Yeah, definitely. Brighton have been shocking.
Your hope is that Gordon's back and Barnes plays instead of Murphy, potentially, or his minutes are limited. But I think you've got the team about right, really. Fixtures wise, could you make a transfer now and bring in a defender instead of one of your back line? Aina, for example, like you were saying. But this week, the fixtures are horrible. The only punt that you go for is probably like a Spurs defender, even still. No. It's not great. So, yeah.
I think you're good.
Looks set, yeah.
Murphy. That's a good team. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah. Who are you captaining, Marcello, by the way?
I'm doing Isaac. I think he should be okay. I've seen some posts from Newcastle correspondents. He should be all right, and it is Leicester. Come on.
Okay, nice.
But Fulham have been shocking as well for Salah captaincy, so I don't think there'll be much in it.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't be surprised if Salah does go and return. But it is between them for the Golden Boot, it looks like, with Haaland out. So we will see what Mo has to say about that. But
Salah's had his one every 22-week blank, so he should be back in form to tomorrow, right?
Yeah. So ready, double checking teams.
Yeah.
I've got a question for you very quickly, actually. Pickford or Henderson this week?
I see Brighton scoring as well, but it's Arsenal.
I think Pickford.
I'd still go.
I hate that little dinosaur arm freak though. Like, oh god, Henderson double Palace defense. Should I go with Pickford instead, just in case?
I think you could Palace and just go.
Just go all eggs, mate.
Go for the double Palace. Brighton have been poor, haven't they?
Yeah.
If Brighton Palace is 3-3 and Arsenal Everton's 3-3, like Billy suggests, our defence is not getting many points.
I've gone Pickford last minute. I'm gonna go for midget arms. I've got Timber in there. Do I go double Everton defence?
Oh, please don't score Everton.
I've gone double Everton defence, boys. Last minute.
Deadline passed.
Oh.
I've just benched Henderson and Timber. Oh, yeah. I've gone for the Gandhi. Double Everton. Oh. What am I doing? I benched Timber. I mean, literally, Timber might not feature anyway. There's a good chance. I mean, I've asked if there's any leaks. I've had a look.
I think Timber will be all right. There was an embargoed quote last night that came up 10:30 that was more positive.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not trying to save him for Madrid, but I need to find out and do a bit of digging and see if he's actually starting, because you'd think there's leaks and things like that knocking about. I've seen a few people are going Frank, then Glasner, or who else this week? Potter for the AM, taking a risk with West Ham. So, yeah.
Bournemouth. No, I think you're right. Just go how Leicester. You'll get goals as well. Shout out Henry, morbidly obese cat. Time to bring in Muniz. What a player!
Sorry, yeah, just.
I can't believe Fulham played Muniz over Raul against Palace in the cup. I still can't get over it. I don't really rate Muniz, and I think Raul's a much better player.
Oh, so morbidly obese cat went AM Postecoglou.
Oh yes.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
And I don't think he got many points for that. He's a
okay, he's talking about big up Chelsea. I went AM Postecoglou. He's talking about the Chelsea game, I presume.
Yeah, the last few weeks.
Yeah. One other thing I just wanted to mention then is, what was it? I was thinking I think you mentioned something then. I was like, oh my God. Can't think. It's gone on my head.
Double Palace, double Arsenal defence.
No, it was something else. I might think of it with a bit of luck, but if not, God,
It'll be an interesting week for sure.
Chaza, did you leave the captaincy on Mo?
Yeah, I left on Mo. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Huge. I think, will Mo be the most captained, or will enough people go for Isaac?
I feel like it'll still be Mo, EO wise and things like that.
Too, yeah.
I feel like it'll still be Mo, but okay. Narrator. So Saka, thumbs up. Saka must be starting, I guess. Then
it sounds like it. If that's to be trusted.
That's the one who's a captain.
Great to have Saka back, though, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is. Especially like the Palmer's been so bad. You want someone who's going to be half decent, getting you points and things.
I feel like with all the injuries and players doing bad, I feel like you don't really need that much budget this year. Like even if you had 80 million, you could pick a lot of good cheap enablers this season, and not get punished too much.
With Haaland out, it does, and some people really hate that. It's like it makes the game too easy. You know what I mean? But I like it at the same time because it kind of makes people go a little bit more risky because they're like, I've got all this money, I can spread it here and I can buy this player. Exactly. I feel like all the engaged managers though, who've seen the fixture run, the doubles, the blanks, etc., what chips you've got left, they're going to be a little bit more cautious. Like you were saying, in another season with your wild card, you'd have maybe gone a bit risky, but you just know that these players have to be there because of how the fixtures have panned out.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's quite nice that the doublers do have quite good fixtures like Arsenal, City.
I can't believe I went double Everton defence last minute. Oh my God. Oh my! Imagine Palace do keep it clean, and
I don't see us keeping it clean. Like Brighton are so bad defensively, but they're so good attacking, and at home we're a bit worse as well for Palace. I think usually away would be better apart from Southampton.
Yeah.
So I do see Brighton scoring. I've benched Munoz as well this week.
Oh, okay, interesting. I think that's what I was going to say before. I've just popped it back into my head. So my bench, it's a bit of a scary bench, but I've got Henderson, I've got Cliver, who might be out anyway, Timber and Nico Williams. I mean, it's not a bad bench, really. I mean, if they're all fit, it'd be helpful, but I think game week 32 or 3, is it? I was looking at my bench, and I think you two will have a probably similar situation. I've got benching headaches that week. And I was like,
bench boosting?
Well, I am now, aren't I? I'm active.
Yeah, no, you can't.
Yeah, I can't exactly. So, yeah, I'm not
better to have bench boost than my old team with Aina, Gabriel, and Clive all injured, and worrying about if Isaac's going to start or not.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, but yeah, boys. Anything else we want to mention or talk about? Anything else you're thinking, Chaza? Or
no, I think that's about it. Yeah, this computer's absolutely gone bugger up today. Like, absolutely nothing's working. It's fantastic.
yes, love it. It means Arsenal will probably lose then. Brilliant. Get in.
Yeah.
Double Everton clean.
Reidy, what are you up to today?
For me, possibly go to the pub, have a pint, enjoy the sun. And in the UK, I mean, it's not really a big thing globally, maybe, but a lot of people like to watch or go to the Grand National. That's like the big thing.
Yes, that's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah. So like, you'll see all few big names there, like celebrities go and whatnot. It's just like it's hectic. I've been once actually. I think I've been to Ladies' Day one year on the Friday. But that's kind of what maybe people will be doing today. I'll probably watch that race later on, and that's it really. I think that's about it. No crazy plans, but I mean, Saturday football. What more do you need, boys?
Well, I'm off to a game later.
Oh, okay.
Which one?
Plymouth up against Norwich.
Oh, lovely.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, who are you rooting for? Plymouth, I guess.
Well, I'm with my duty manager from work, so you could call it a team bonding day. But yeah, I'm going for the Vale.
Well, you have to. You've got no choice in that case, have you?
Yeah, right.
Love it. But yeah, Marcello, thank you for coming on, mate. It was really appreciated. I appreciate obviously, like, giving us your time. I wish in a way we had more time to kind of talk about your spreadsheets and like all the stuff, the effort you put in. But we can always get you back on at some point, if not next season, certainly. And
definitely, I'd love to. So thanks, Chaza, for inviting me on. Great having me. Really very welcoming. And shout out everyone in the chat: Billy, Henry, Colm, Roberto, Maggie as well. Everyone that tuned in and watched. So thanks. Appreciate everyone's warmness. And good luck for the game week. That's what we need now.
That's it. Good luck for the game week, but also good luck to Palace in the semis, mate. I'm rooting for you.
Hope I can get that ticket, and then I'll feel a bit nice. We've got quite a few Wembley appearances in the past few years, so that's quite lucky, really. So we just need to turn it into a win now. It's all ended in disappointment, but almost there. Almost there. Yeah.
No, that's fair. Top stuff. Have I got anything? No, I don't. That's all. All right, let's just go. Yes, that's all right. Back on Thursday evening by our forecasted, because we've got the beloved FPL fella. It should be coming on, him being Dan. And if you guys want to see me on a pod during the week, I'll also be in Roberto's podcast come Wednesday. So that should be good fun. But Marcello, more importantly, thank you so much once again. We love you. And that's the way we follow. All the best, everyone. 31st time this season. Well on match day. Mate. Just want
Thank you guys. That was really good.
Yeah.
Hello. I'm back. Well, I'm back, but not for long, because the kids cutting apples unsupervised. I've just realised with a knife, so that's not great, is it? But he is here with my friend. My friend is here, actually, to be fair. But he's probably not the safest person to leave the kid around. So yeah, but great stream, guys. I enjoyed that deadline one. We don't do many, but a wild card to talk about. We had Chip. Chaz is obviously rolling as many transfers as possible, even though the limit is 5. Yeah, great.
It is. Sorry, I'm actually
so nervous for the games now.
The stream's still rolling because it's that slowest computer to try and end it.
Oh, it's still rolling. Oh.
Let's see if it ends now. It should do. But yeah, no, thanks, guys. Cheers. That was one of the longest endings of all time. Oh my God, what a crisis.